Princess Leonor and Prince Christian's wedding announced as the most lavish royal celebration. For centuries, royal weddings have promised grandeur, tradition, and a sense of timeless fairy tale. We expect beauty, elegance, and protocol. But here's the shocking truth: not all royal weddings have been equal in history. Some fade into memory, others change the course of nations. And now, Spain and Denmark have shaken the world with an announcement unlike any before. The marriage of Princess Leonor and Prince Christian is set to be not just a royal wedding, but the most lavish royal celebration in modern Europe. Yet here's the deeper twist: this extravagance is not only about love or spectacle. It carries secrets, pressures, and stakes that reach far beyond the glittering palace walls. The bells have rung, the newspapers have screamed, and the royal households have confirmed what was once just whispered rumors. Princess Leonor of Spain, heir to the throne, and Prince Christian of Denmark, future king of his own nation, are officially bound together in a union destined to reshape Europe's royal map. But why has this wedding already been labeled the most lavish of our era? And what does this really mean for Spain, Denmark, and the future of monarchy itself? Let us begin with the vision of the celebration itself. Early reports describe preparations on a scale that rivals even the grandest weddings of British royalty. Palaces in Madrid and Copenhagen are aligning their ceremonies, envisioning spectacles that merge Spanish tradition with Danish elegance. Guests will not merely be royal dignitaries but heads of state, world leaders, and cultural icons. But grandeur alone does not make history. What makes this celebration truly remarkable is the symbolism: two future monarchs uniting in marriage, a rare and powerful alliance that echoes medieval Europe yet unfolds in the 21st century. And here lies the first curiosity: is this simply a story of love, or is it a carefully crafted narrative of diplomacy? The affection between Leonor and Christian has been quietly observed over the years, their youthful encounters at royal gatherings captured in fleeting photographs. Yet insiders whisper that behind those smiles lies a carefully nurtured bond, encouraged by their families, aware of the potential for unity this marriage represents. Was this love destined by the heart, or designed by the crown? To answer that, we must step back and understand who Leonor is at this moment. At only 20, she stands as Spain's future queen, carrying the weight of a monarchy tested by politics, by skepticism, and by history. Her every move has been watched. Her education at the elite UWC Atlantic College, her military training at Zaragoza, her flawless public speeches. She has proven to her people that she is not a passive heir, but a leader in waiting. Now, with this marriage, she takes on a role no Spanish princess in modern history has dared: the role of a queen who marries not a commoner, but a king in waiting. And what of Christian? Denmark's young prince has grown in the shadow of his mother, Queen Mary, and father, Crown Prince Frederik. He has been groomed with quiet dignity, shielded from the worst of press scrutiny, yet prepared for the duty of his crown. His path, like Leonor's, has been steady, deliberate, and full of expectation. Together, they are not merely two young royals, they are two dynasties intertwining, creating a vision of monarchy that is youthful, international, and forward-looking. But here comes the second loop. If this is the most lavish royal wedding, what does lavishness really mean? Are we speaking of gowns encrusted with diamonds, carriages lined with gold, or celebrations lasting weeks? Yes, but the grandeur is also political. Spain has seen challenges to its monarchy, whispers of republicanism, doubts about its relevance. Denmark too has faced a modern age where the monarchy must constantly prove its worth. This wedding, extravagant in every sense, becomes the proof. It becomes the reminder that monarchies still carry power, magic, and the ability to unite nations under a shared spectacle of tradition and love. Let us pause on the emotional core. Imagine Leonor, raised under the sharp eye of her mother, Queen Letizia, a woman who once fought to prove her worth as a commoner turned queen. For Letizia, this wedding is bittersweet. She sees her daughter stepping into the same storm she herself endured: the endless cameras, the merciless critics, the impossibility of privacy. Yet she also feels pride, knowing Leonor is not entering alone, but with a partner equal to her station, a prince who understands the crown's weight. Behind the tiaras and celebrations lies a mother's love and fear. King Felipe, too, finds himself torn. As a father, he watches his daughter step into happiness. As a king, he recognizes that this marriage cements Spain's place in European monarchy for generations. He knows the symbolism: the daughter who will succeed him is now bound to another throne. The Spanish crown, once fragile in the eyes of its people, is suddenly glowing with renewed legitimacy. And then, the next question: how will the world respond? The British royal family, often considered the pinnacle of royal weddings, now watches as Spain and Denmark take the crown for opulence. Will this ignite rivalry, or admiration? Will this mark the rise of Spain as the central stage of royal tradition in Europe, overshadowing even Buckingham Palace? These are the whispers already spreading among royal watchers and commentators worldwide. Every detail is being dissected. The dress designers competing to clothe Leonor. The cathedrals being polished for grandeur. The orchestras tuning their instruments for the ceremony that will echo through history. But here is the deeper tension: can a wedding so lavish, so politically charged, also be truly about love? Can Leonor and Christian's private bond survive the demands of spectacle, or will the weight of expectation fracture their intimacy? Consider history. Royal marriages have often faltered under the very pressures that made them magnificent. Yet in Leonor and Christian, there seems to be something different. Witnesses describe their comfort with each other, their shared laughter away from cameras, their quiet gestures of support. It suggests not a union of convenience, but one of genuine affection. Could this be the rare moment when duty and love align perfectly? Still, another loop pulls us in: what of their people? How do Spaniards truly feel about their young queen to be embarking on this path? Is the nation rejoicing in fairy tale dreams, or questioning the lavishness during times of economic strain? How do the Danes respond, watching their prince join his future with Spain's crown? Will this be seen as a triumph of tradition, or as excess in an age of equality and transparency? And finally, what does this mean for the monarchy as a whole? In a world where institutions crumble, where traditions fade, this wedding stands as both an anchor and a gamble. An anchor, because it ties two dynasties together with centuries of legacy. A gamble, because its extravagance could alienate those who long for simplicity. The line between admiration and criticism is razor thin. But as the world waits, one truth remains undeniable. The announcement has already captured imaginations from Madrid to Copenhagen, from London to New York. Millions will watch. Millions will dream. And as Leonor and Christian walk down the aisle, history will be watching too. This is not just a wedding. It is the most lavish royal celebration of our time. It is the binding of hearts, thrones, and futures. It is the story of two young royals stepping boldly into destiny, carrying with them not only the hopes of their families but of entire nations. And as the music swells, as the crowns gleam, as the vows are spoken, the world will understand: this is not the end of a fairy tale. It is the beginning of a new chapter in European royalty, written in love, in splendor, and in history.